Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In a move to bolster bilateral ties, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken visited Baghdad, emphasizing the United States' continued support for Iraq across multiple sectors. During his visit, Blinken engaged in high-level discussions with Iraqi leaders, focusing on economic recovery, counterterrorism, and political stability. Blinken reaffirmed the U.S.'s commitment to assisting Iraq in its efforts to rebuild its economy, which has been strained by years of conflict and global economic shifts. Security cooperation was a central topic, with both nations underscoring the importance of combating terrorism, particularly the remnants of ISIS. Blinken also praised Iraq's efforts in promoting regional diplomacy, highlighting its role in fostering dialogue between neighboring countries like Saudi Arabia and Iran. This visit also comes at a critical time as Iraq navigates reforms in its financial sector and seeks greater international partnerships. Blinken's presence in Baghdad signals the U.S.'s intent to remain a key ally, especially as Iraq positions itself as a mediator in Middle Eastern politics. Iraq's justice system has come under scrutiny following appeals from international rights organizations demanding an end to secret executions. These groups argue that the lack of transparency in Iraq's judicial processes undermines trust and violates fundamental human rights. Reports suggest that Iraq has conducted numerous executions, without publicly disclosing details such as the number of individuals executed, their crimes, or the legal processes involved. Human rights advocates are urging the Iraqi government to implement reforms that ensure due process and public accountability. They argue that secret executions not only raise ethical concerns, but also hinder Iraq's efforts to align with international human rights norms. While the Iraqi government defends its actions as part of its commitment to addressing terrorism and violent crimes, critics argue that a lack of transparency risks wrongful convictions and unfair trials. This controversy adds to broader discussions about Iraq's judicial reforms, as the country strives to balance justice and human rights in a post-conflict environment. A tragic incident that shocked the nation has culminated in a legal judgment. The owner of the Al Haytham wedding hall in Nineveh province has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for his role in a devastating fire that claimed 134 lives. The fire occurred during a wedding ceremony earlier this year, reportedly due to substandard safety measures, including poor fire exits and flammable decorations. The sentencing has drawn mixed reactions from the public. While some families of the victims see the judgment as a step toward accountability, others argue that the punishment does not match the gravity of the tragedy. Many are calling for stricter regulations and enforcement to prevent similar incidents in the future. This case has sparked a nationwide conversation about public safety standards, particularly in venues hosting large gatherings. Authorities have pledged to increase inspections and implement stricter safety codes to ensure such a disaster is not repeated. The sentencing serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of negligence and the importance of prioritizing safety in public spaces. From international diplomacy to calls for judicial reform and legal accountability, these stories highlight Iraq's ongoing challenges and efforts to build a safer, more transparent, and prosperous future. Stay tuned for more updates and in-depth analysis on these developments.